Let's start off by talking about your home. What's your favorite thing about your home?
About my home, it's the food for sure because my mom she cooks delicious food, and I'm always excited to go back home, thinking in the mind that there will be something new dish today, because I just love to eat.
What makes your home comfortable?
My home is very spacious, first of all. So whenever I think of home, I go back and especially the kids around, I can play with them, my younger siblings. So I think it's the kids which makes it more comfortable. Um, there's more life, there's more joy, there's more happiness in the house. Yeah, that's pretty much.
What would you like to change about your home?
Okay, so my home is pretty old, and personally, so I would like to have a new color in the house, change the paint, some furnitures around, especially in the living room.
Now let's talk about shopping. Where do you like to go shopping?
Well, I usually like to go outside the country, not exactly inside where I stay in Dubai. It's just because of the quality of the stuff I like. I mean, if I want to buy a purse or a wallet, I want to go Singapore because there is a handmade purses and the prices are compared to Dubai is way cheaper than here, and you get the good stuff in there.
Do you prefer shopping alone or with other people?
Of course, alone. That's a good question because, for example, if I go with my siblings, one would like to go for one shop and the other would like to go to another shop. And I really want to focus on things I want to buy because I don't want to buy something and regret later. So I always prefer to go alone.
How do you decide which thing to purchase?
Well, I do some research before that. For example, if I want to buy a mobile phone, I compare two phones at the time and I see what specifications I'm going for. If I want to go for something good processor or a good camera, I would go for maybe a good processor if I want to go. So I always compare the models before going to purchase it. So before going to the shop to actually buy it, I'm already done with my homework.
Now let's talk about your free time. What do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I would like to play video games. I'm fond of video games. I play a lot of video games, especially the Counter Strike. Maybe you've heard of it. I like to play it and spend my few hours in there. Again, especially if it's free time.
How do you like to spend free time with friends?
With friends, I play football most of the time. So whenever we are free, we just make a group and we go out in the field. It's not really professional football game, but more like a fun with the friends. We laugh, we enjoy, we run around, and try to be more like in a group. Yeah, to keep the bonding.
Are there any new hobbies or interests that you would like to do in the future?
Yes.
Before we continue with this detailed assessment, I've created something special for you. It's a complete checklist that shows you exactly how to master part 3 of the speaking test, the most difficult part. Just click the link below in the description and you can download it 100% for free instantly. Just click the link and it's yours.
I would like to be a pilot very soon. It just arises now in me that I have an interest. I didn't have this before, but since I started to work, so I have an interest in becoming a flight crew. So now I'm looking more into it, and yeah, hope to become a pilot someday.
Now let's talk about food. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is Chinese. It's a Chinese cuisine, noodles, beef noodles. I mean, just the spices in it, and it balances my daily diet as well because it has pasta in it, the spaghetti, and then with the beef there is some protein, and it's just I'm always excited to eat it.
How often do you eat out in restaurants?
And not very often because my mom she cooks in the house. So whenever I feel like it's too late to eat in the house, I always prefer to eat outside. So the skill which I took a long time to learn was saying no to anyone, for sure. I mean, it was very difficult at first when I couldn't say no to anyone, and then I started to think, why I'm not at first why I didn't say no, and later on I regret it. It took me very long to say no. It's just because of how I grew up in my community, in my culture. The main role who plays in this is my culture. Because as we grow up, they say you should never say no to everyone and try to make it up for it. But later on, I thought this is my life. Sometimes I want to do things in my way. I cannot just take up for everyone. So I took some time, and how I did it was looking into the past and learning from my lessons, what I went through. Let's say, for example, if I'm not feeling well and my friends wanted me to go out, and I just can't say a simple no. I mean, it changes. I mean, it changes the way I was, and later on, I regret it. Like, why I didn't say no at first? I didn't want to go out with my friends. Personality as well, my how my behavior was before. Just because I wanted to make the next person happy and lose everything I have and stress and all those stuff. Uh, I really one day came up to myself and thought, why don't I just say no to people? It would be much easier. But the main reason was that I was thinking that it might hurt the other person. But I was not thinking myself, I'm hurting myself. So this is the main skill I came up with in saying no to people.
So we've been talking about something that you learned how to do, and we're going to continue to talk about learning and learning new skills. What factors determine how quickly someone can learn a new skill?
First of all, the determination, the enthusiasm, I mean, how much he wants it to learn. And I would say uh, the events he has been through.
Why do some people give up when learning something difficult?
Well, to learn something difficult, the word itself says it's difficult. So if they put in their mind already that it's difficult and it's hard, I think they would never make it. So this is the main reason. You have to, you have to put it in step by step, more like modular, more like integrated. So you have to slowly. You need to know that this takes time, and the people who are not patient enough, they always give up quicker, and this is the main reason they don't reach their goal.
What role does natural talent play in mastering a skill?
That's a good question. Can I start with an example I can give you? Let's see in football, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. I have no hate towards each other. Both are my favorite player. But let's see on both sides. One side, you can see a lot of practice, hard work, determination. On the other side, you see a person with natural ability more, and he mastered it. It got it easy for him. It was God gifted, so he had to just polish it. So I think natural ability, natural skills works faster.
What skills do you think will be most valuable in the future?
In future, treating people with respect is a skill. Acknowledging people, taking feedbacks. I mean, some people feel annoyed by just someone gives a feedback, and more on I can say communication, clear communication with people is also a skill you need to develop. Being more extrovert, not a lot, but good enough to break the ice between people, and also listening to others.
So I'm going to give you some strategies and tactics for part 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to give you your scores for fluency, vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, all those good things. And if you would like to work with me and my team and get expert one-on-one feedback like this assessment, I've put a 10% discount link into the description for our VIP course. VIP course is the most successful IELTS course in the world because you get this type of detailed feedback and you understand exactly where you're going wrong and exactly what to do to improve. So part 1, very, very strong. You immediately started speaking naturally and fluently. A lot of students need to kind of ease into the test and they're nervous in the beginning. You weren't like that at all. You developed your answers enough, and it was like speaking to someone that I've known a long time. I don't really have any advice on how to improve it because it was very, very good. You might sometimes get a topic that you're unfamiliar with, but it's okay to just explain to the examiner, I don't know much about this, but if I could say that. Part 2, I thought also was very, very good. I liked the way that you picked something real.
Yeah.
You picked a real skill that you wanted to improve, even though that sometimes people don't feel comfortable talking about real things from their life. But I think it helped you because it helped you be very, very fluent. You were sometimes thinking of the next idea to talk about, and that did affect your fluency from time to time. But that's not a huge issue because you weren't trying to think of the right English. Your
Yeah.
English was fine. You were just trying to think of the next thing, which is absolutely fine. Wasn't a problem. I would recommend repeating that strategy, which is picking something that you can easily talk about. But you might want to add a few more little things that you could talk about to the list, which if you run out of things to say, you can look down and quickly come back to speaking, but no problems there. Part 3 is the area that I think that you could work on the most. One answer that I really liked was the Messi and Ronaldo one, because using 2 different examples, one, it helped you use examples naturally. Examples are good because it helps you talk at length and develop your answers. But by picking 2 opposite examples, hard work versus natural talent, it helped you compare both sides and really fully develop your answers. There were other ones where what factors determine how quickly someone can learn a new skill. You didn't really give examples, or you didn't really elaborate. If you can take a few seconds, that's a good question. Let me think a second, or I haven't really thought about that before. Give yourself a few seconds and then think of an example and then give that as an example. You also, for example, the one, what skills do you think would be most valuable in the future? You just listed lots and lots and lots and lots of different skills without giving any explanations, any examples. So again, it's not a knowledge test, that they're not testing how many skills do you know. It is a speaking test. So pick 1 or 2, maybe ones that you know a lot about. Like you said that you wanted to become a pilot. So what skills do you need as a pilot? So you probably know a lot more about being a pilot, or maybe use football again. If you know a lot about football, those are skills as well. And that will help you really develop your answers a little bit more. Part 3 wasn't bad. It was quite good.
I should work on it.
But it's just one area. There's no point in me giving you feedback and then just saying everything was awesome. So your fluency, you would get a band 8 for your fluency, which is very, very high. You wouldn't get a band 9 because of stopping, not a lot, but from time to time, to try and think of different ideas, and then also not really developing your answers enough in part 3. So I think that you're capable of getting a band 9 for fluency and coherence if you were able to, number 1, steer the conversation towards things that you feel very comfortable talking about, like in part 2 and the Messi and Ronaldo, like those are like at a band 9 level. Well, examples and things you feel comfortable talking about. Whenever you are talking about things that you're not so comfortable talking about, you can either not develop it or hesitate from time to time. So that would be one area that I think you could probably easily move up to a band 9 just with minimal practice. Don't forget to grab your free Part 3 breakthrough checklist, and the 10% VIP discount code is in the description as well. Both links in the description. Now back to the video. Vocabulary, your vocabulary is wide ranging. You do skillfully use a lot of vocabulary very, very well, although there's some inaccuracies at times, which is totally normal. Again, very few people can speak for 15 minutes and make 0 errors. You do make some errors, but they're not very frequent, and none of them are serious. So you don't make vocabulary errors that stop me understanding what you're saying. You do make some errors, and most of your vocabulary is great, such as this.
I mean, just the spices in it, and it balances my daily diet as well, because it has pasta in it, the spaghetti, and then with the beef there is some protein, and it's just I'm always excited to eat it.
So you wouldn't get 9 because it is not as wide ranging as a band 9 user, and a band 9 user would be a little bit more precise, a little bit more accurate, but it is very high. It's a band 8 for your vocabulary. So very good. Grammar, you do make small grammatical errors from time to time, but not that frequent and never very serious. So you said things like,
was God gifted
instead of God given,
taking feedbacks
instead of taking feedback,
and learning from my lessons
instead of learning my lesson. So little small errors like that. For a band 9 in grammar, those need to be less frequent and little slips. These are more towards that you need to work on those areas of grammar, but you're not doing something called making systematic errors. Systematic errors are every time you use that area of grammar, you make a mistake. That's not the case. It's just more little slips. So you could improve your grammar a little bit, but not that much. You'll get a band 8 for grammar, which again is very, very high, but you're just making a few too many small errors like this.
Thinking in the mind that some furniture is around, I have no hit towards each other.
Pronunciation is very, very clear. However, I don't know whether it's because we're very close and you don't want to be shouting at me, or whether it is because of the type of character you are. You're reserved. That's not a criticism, but everyone has different characters. You seem to be quite cool and collected and
More
reserved,
calm.
very calm.
Yeah.
You can be calm and speak a little bit louder at the same time, I think. So sometimes you're speaking in the back of your throat and you're not projecting your voice.
More clear.
Yeah. Voice projection normally will make your voice clearer and make every word sound as clear as possible. But again, we're very close sitting here, and people feel a little bit shy when you first meet someone. They don't want to be shouting at them. In the real test, I would recommend that, let's say we're in this room, speak to me as if I'm sitting at the back wall.
Okay.
And that will force you to project your voice a little bit more. Similar to I'm speaking a little bit too loud at the moment.
Yeah.
Like if we were having coffee, I wouldn't speak at this volume. Or if we were in a bar having a drink, I wouldn't be speaking like this to you.
Loud,
But it is a speaking test. So remember, you have to project your voice a little bit. It didn't stop me understanding every single word.
Thank you.
Or any words, actually. I understood every word, but it wasn't effortless. I wasn't just, I can listen and not pay attention. I had to pay attention at sometimes because you were speaking at quite a low volume.
Low voice,
Sometimes as well, because you are so cool, so collected, so calm, your voice can be a little bit flat. We would say monotone. Especially I find this with a lot of men. Ladies, not all ladies, but often ladies, they will speak very high and low, and
high pitch.
There's more pitch and
more excited,
more excitable. You do use intonation effectively, but not as effectively as a native English speaker would use it. I think again, it's more related to your character, and that is not a criticism. Some people will admire, would hope to be like you, very cool, very collected, but that. Speaking at a low volume and sometimes being a little bit monotone, you wouldn't be able to get one of the band 9 or you wouldn't be able to get band 9 for that, but you would get a band 8. So very, very high. So overall, you would get a band 8. Don't worry about not getting a band 9. Less than 1% of people get a band 9. But I think you did the test before and you got 7, was
7.5 or
7,
8.
7.5?
I don't really remember overall, but I think it was
okay. What did you get in speaking? Can you remember?
Speaking, I think 7.5.
Okay. So that was 2016.
2016,
So 8 years. So in 8 years, you've gone up half a band. And I think that after today, you should be getting 8.5. If you just speak a little bit more clearly and a little bit more enthusiastically, and you pick topics that are easier for you to talk about, you develop your answers a little bit more, I think that you would get a band 8 for fluency and a band 8 or a band 9 for pronunciation. And then that's 8.5 overall. So one band without trying to really improve it in 8 years is actually quite a lot.
Thank you.
And once you get to a band 9, you can't improve. So, it's a lot. Yeah.